Hello, Vietnam and Cosmo. I'm Yolena Lindquist, Miss Cosmo, USA. I come from Metropolis, Illinois, a small rural community that taught me strength, humility, and the power of uplifting each other.
The root cause I chose to address is financial illiteracy. When people don't understand budgeting, saving, credit, or long-term planning, every major life decision becomes harder. It impacts healthcare choices, education, stability, and career opportunities. It keeps families stuck in poverty cycles. It limits confidence. And for many women, it prevents them from stepping into leadership roles.
My roots are what have shaped me, and that is why I have chosen this project. Holding a degree in financial economics, I have seen firsthand that financial illiteracy is a silent barrier that affects communities all around the globe. Globally, 55% of women are financially literate, a gap of over 10% when compared to men. Across age groups, the numbers are just as concerning. In my age range of 18 to 24 years old, financial literacy is at 35%. My solution is a community-based financial literacy program called Confidence Through Finance.
This project focuses on two simple pillars. The first is understanding money through practical lessons on budgeting, saving, credit cards, and loans. The second is building independence for young women through emergency planning, scholarship support, and credit education.
When women are financially educated, they lead with confidence. They make decisions with clarity. They lead families, communities, and futures. This is the transformation I want to bring to my small rural towns all across the world.
To keep the program sustainable, my financial plan relies on community partnerships. Schools, libraries, nonprofits, and local banks can host workshops at little to no cost. Funding will come from small grants, local sponsorships, and simple community fundraisers. Every dollar is used for educational materials and resources. This model is designed to be affordable, scalable, and community-powered.
My project gives people the knowledge and confidence to take control of their financial futures. From roots, we lead.
Good morning, everyone, or should I say afternoon now. It is a pleasure to be up here. I want to thank you all for taking the time to review every submission and choosing the top 26 and now listening again. We are very, very grateful.
Thank you. And as Q&A section, would love to invite Ms. Mo to give the question.
Good afternoon. Hi. Well, it's actually quite covered, a lot of my question. However, I would like to know what is the measurable impact that you expect from your project launch? Let's just say in the first year. What would you want to achieve?
Yes, of course. The biggest goal of my project is to educate women, young women 18 to 24, my age range. I'm 22 years old, freshly graduated from college, and I've learned over the years of my time that the most pivotal time of your life, entering college, buying your first car, getting your first credit card, getting student loans, is the time when women specifically are the least financially literate. They're only like 35% as financially literate in comparison to men, and in the most pivotal time of their life. So my goal is to start with community organizations, going to universities, high schools, having small local events to educate, to empower, talk about savings, loans, scholarship opportunities, and we measure that through pre-assessments and post-assessments, working with investment agencies, banks, having educators come in and give the correct skills and knowledge to further advance young women to be able to make those decisions, those pivotal decisions, that are so hard in that time frame, make them more attainable and the confidence to make them. So with a pre-assessment going in and then a post-assessment after countless classes where they're finally confident to make those decisions on themselves.
Do you think is there any underlying issue why men and women have this inequality in terms of financial?
I think it's a societal belief that men have always held the wallet there's actually women are more likely to turn financial decisions off onto their partner and just say, I don't care, you can't deal with it. I think just because in the past, traditional culture was that women took care of the home, the man ran the bank, and they provided the bread on the table, and women just turned a blind eye to that. As women enter the workforce and are becoming some of the bread makers, they are finally stepping into those roles, but the education isn't there. Regardless, male or female, the knowledge isn't fully out there, it's kind of withheld. In high school and in college in the US, there's no personal finance classes available for anyone unless you search for it. In the most pivotal times of your lives, you think you'd be educated on the annual interest incurred on the student loan you're about to take. Most people that take loans that I know, they have no clue that the $20,000 loan they're about to take turns into $100,000 after they pay it off in 20 years. Who would think it? So I think it's just a common lack of knowledge, and I think there's been a societal stem that has prevented women from fully accessing and also being confident enough to ask to acquire that knowledge.
Three questions by far. Okay, so I'm quite interested because I'm quite blind, and hopefully I'm not that blind.
You're in the majority, if you're gonna be honest. Like, do not feel bad about that at all. I'm glad you can speak up and say that confidently.
Well, I do really want to know, what does that look like? What to have the financial wisdom as a woman? What does that look like systematically? How do we divide our earnings? What percentage we put in our savings or in investments or to splurge on ourselves? What does that look like? I really want to know.
I think for every person it is different, it is based on your annual salary, what expenses you have. Not everyone has a car payment, some do, some have student loans. I think it's all about budgeting what's right for you. It's personal for every person by person basis, and what's right for one might not be right for another, but you have to budget and put the correct percentages in.
Thank you very much, Miss Cosmo USA.